Today, we are talking about something that I think everyone can relate to. How to actually enjoy doing hard things. I know, sounds a bit crazy, right? Whether it's dragging yourself to the gym, working on that huge project, or just getting started on that thing you keep putting off. We all have stuff that we just don't like doing. But what if I told you there are ways to trick your brain into not only doing these hard things, but actually enjoying them? Stick with me for the next few minutes and I will show you some super simple ways to start loving the grind. First of all, let's talk brain science real quick. Our brains are wired to take the easy route, always chasing what feels good and steering clear of anything that feels like effort. Makes sense for survival, but it doesn't really help when we are trying to push ourselves to grow. The good news? We can actually train our brains to like the hard stuff. It's all about neuroplasticity, fancy word for saying our brains can change. With the right techniques, you can reshape how you think about difficult tasks and make them feel a lot less like a chore. Technique 1. The to-start list. Here is the technique that has worked wonders for me. Instead of having a never-ending to-do list that just stresses you out, make a to-start list. What is the difference? A to-start list feels less overwhelming because the goal isn't to finish everything, it's to start each task. For example, instead of setting a task, record a video, say set up a camera. Instead of run 10k, say put on the shoes. Once you get started, you will often find a momentum to keep going. And before you know it, you are making progress without feeling that pressure of needing to finish everything. Trust me, just shifting the focus to starting makes a huge difference. Technique 2. Time boxing. Next up, forget about writing everything down on a to-do list. Instead, schedule it. Take this test and block out time in your Google Calendar or any calendar app you use. This is called time boxing, and it works because when you schedule a task, it becomes real. You have set the time for it, just like a meeting. Plus, this way you are telling your brain, hey, I have planned when I'm doing this, which helps you to avoid the whole procrastination trap. Technique 3. Gamify the task. Now, let's make things a little more fun. Ever heard of gamification? Basically, it's turning your task into a game. Our brains love games because they release dopamine, the feel-good chemical. And here is how you can gamify your work. Create levels, set up challenges, or even compete with yourselves. For example, see how quickly you can get a task done or reward yourself for hitting certain milestones. You can even use apps that make your work feel like a game. Once you turn it into something fun, your brain starts to engage and those hard tasks feel less like work. Technique 4. Time boxing with Pomodoro. If you are someone who struggles with staying focused for long periods of time, like me, try the Pomodoro technique. It's simple. Work for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. Do that for a few rounds and then take a longer break. If you feel like doing more, you can slowly increase the focus time to 45 minutes and 10-minute breaks. Break tasks into smaller chunks like this makes them feel less intimidating and gives your brain little rewards, those short breaks, to look forward to. This way you can start fresh and avoid burning out. Technique 5. Reframe the task. Reframing is a mental trick where you change how you think about the task. Instead of dreading it, ask yourself, what am I getting from this? What skills am I building? How will I feel once it's done? Instead of thinking, oh, I have to do this, try saying, I get to do this and here is how it's going to help me in the long run. This little mindset shift can make a massive difference in how you approach things. So there you go, a few simple but powerful ways to trick your brain into loving hard things. Remember, none of this happens overnight. but the more you apply these techniques, the easier it gets. You will start to see hard tasks as opportunities instead of obstacles. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips like this. Let's keep pushing ourselves one small step at a time. See you in the next video.